Now there's overages and inventory imbalances, and like all of my projects in this game so far, it stops 1% before the end. Okay, whatever. I'm happy anyways. Okay. So the way that this is sorted, front guns are loaded. That means that there's a side gun and a back gun section, which are still in progress. And ultimately, I go to a kilo when this thing has full ammo. Sorry, not a kilo, but go to beat the game. Alright, got 2 of those, got 1 of those. Things for Ryan. So that's one of the 2 generators. Okay. It won't take very long to get this set up correctly, so I'm gonna do that. I believe Ryan has 8. Yes, 8. And we've possibly knocked off 1. So I'll see how this goes. 1, 2. That's another 1. 3, 4. That's 3, 4, 5. And this needs 200. And then I need 100, so this will be easier in this view. So do it like that. Alright. This has everything it needs, even though power is a little terrifying. A little terrifying. I'm gonna try and get this some more assembly space. So yeah. Because there's a bunch of generators I can just kind of leave around for a bit. It'll be ugly temporarily, but it'll get there. Okay. Then, since projects are getting done, ask for at least 50. At least 50. So that's 40 gigajoules of power for a 50 rocket launch. That's the big thing about this fuel. I can only launch up 10 per rocket, and it does a fifth of the work. Alright, and how's this working out for me? Okay. Pipeline contents 1K. Doesn't take a lot to get this side started, but I want to make sure it has plenty. It is a closed loop, so the fluoroketone's reused every time. I hope I say that even close to correct, but I don't have much hope. And then where do I want this? So yeah, this is going to support as big of a firing arc on front as possible. Because then I'll barely need guns. This was planned with all normal guns because I'm not going to plan on something that I'm betting on getting, right? If that makes any sense. So it has to work under a normal operations logic. At the same time, it's a lot less rare than you'd think, right? Okay, so is there anything I can really do here? There was some talk of only filling this with a certain amount and then cycling it through. Alright, I need to watch when Ryan's over Gleba. And start getting Gleba stuff. Okay, that needs to go away. And I know it's funny to be like, that's going to be a game changer there, but no, really. The first bumps up don't need to be huge bumps, they need to be little changes. Okay. That's only huge, so... Recyclers affect everything, so recyclers first. And then I think this is the pivot point where I get off rare. Because since I do have those stable assembly lines, and now I'm sort of waiting on Ryan to win, I mean, I know I've got the modules for this section. That's the thing. I know I've got this in the bag. So there's some leeway here to say it's good enough. Okay, that initial section's done too. And then I'll have a leading edge of like 200 of these on Novice. And then yeah, I can afford to say small bonuses over here as you get things upgraded. So now, what's being argued is that I can wait for these 40 and turn these 7 into whatever. Since it's possible to get up to legendary. The other thing is depending on what's in my inventory, I've still got 172 quality 2s, right? And 30s of those. Plus, there's going to be a small pile of rare quality 3s to play with. It's not like I'm going to go and break down those quality 3s, but I can use those as the leading edge of an idea. It will be slow, but I mean, I've got the time now. That's the crazy thing. Through the part where I don't have time. Plus, there's this place called Fulgora, and I don't need it to make a lot, but it can handle the task of just making weird random stuff. Like, that can be its job. Okay. So yeah, Kale Coffee's gonna want 50 of these, and then 50 of these. And eventually it'll want 50 rares. It'll just be a matter of getting things completed. Alright, I've got one that's at 95. And then, oops. Made some extra. Yeah. I don't know what to say. It's kind of sinking in that brought it far enough. I may as well as not wait for TL coffee, right? Okay, so that's been got. Start dropping those down to Gleba. And that feeling of like, what do I do next is really hitting hard. Even though I have a game plan, it's just like, oh, wow. I need to take a break and review my to-dos. Biochambers on second refinery slash fish. Power on Vulcanus. Yeah, that actually does need to happen because that can potentially be a really good upcycle for raw materials. Productivity 3 on Novice happened. Okay, dedicated Fulgora builds for Q3 and science. That's going ahead. That one's staying. And I'll tell you why that one's staying. See, crush down UC plus to electric furnaces. So that one's going to go off. That one's going to go off. So that has to be upgraded to legendary because everything on TL Coffee can shrink by 2.5 times. There's a reason why I'm sticking with all of these little 2 grand ships for now. And I only have one really substantial spacecraft, even though on paper I could stop and be like, well, we're doing 10,000 here and 10,000 there. I mean, Ryan's got 10,000 foundation in its hull. which can be used to start new projects. But if you pursue legendary only, then it doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. So yeah. Fighters for Promethium is the next top priority. I just have to like write down everything that I could have been ignoring. Okay, get rid of uncommon parts. That's another priority. Because right now, that's another conversation to be had. Is like, if I'm worrying about having enough quality modules to do stupid projects, and when I say stupid projects, I mean that in the best possible way. It's really weird to be like, no, it's not smart, but I do need to use it and get rid of it. Like, I clearly have enough stuff. I can make another 200 uncommon quality ones, or sorry, quality threes, and that's just going to demolish my stock of uncommon electronic circuits, as well as any other part. And it's just kind of going to be a matter of finding stuff where it's like uncommon turbines for Vulcanus, where the less of it I have, the less of it there is to clean up. And say, oh, it's no longer a job. I will get tons of mileage out of just being able to go over here and be like, yoink. It's done. But yeah, that's kind of where things stand right now, I think. And then I have to have another minor task added to my deck. Okay, that's what I really need to do right now. There's gonna be a blowout on some of these items. Because they're either really useful or really valuable. And then some stuff is just gonna kind of be stuck in limbo for a while. Because, yeah, I could use personal batteries to upgrade super caps without... in a very expensive way. Without touching, electrolyte. 10-second craft time for 10. That's actually really pace efficient. And the problem is that it's freakishly expensive. And then just having stuff which makes me functionally invulnerable is always nice. And then, yeah, after I get this up to... a decent firing rate... So how fast are these going? Oh, it doesn't tell me the rate of fire? Really? Oh, no, there it is. So it's just under a half a shot a second, and the next upgrade it's gonna put it there. So that'll work out really nicely. Then I'll have to send one of those railguns down to Volk eventually, but eventually is a really long time. And then have the front arc get covered by that one, I think. Because the normal one's going to cover it to here. And then anything that should be able to threaten a ship is going to rapidly become smaller due to the action of these side guns. Alright, how goes down here? It says 150. That's pretty good. How's the supply of tungsten beams on this planet? Because that might be the holdup right now. Yeah, it is. Alright. Just request 500 of those at a given time. Because that'll let me do the fusion reactors really quick. And complete a load for Ryan. Alright. So yeah, I just wanted to get a generator done, because that was nearly completed. Here's to hoping it's a quality one. We'll see. Nope. Okay. Too bad. So sad. An effort was made. I'm content with that. Okay, that's done, so now it's over to railgun damage. Okay, and looking over at Gleba. A lot of those only have one beacon because, in theory, they only need one beacon. In practice, more fruit being handled faster means less spoiling fruit, right? And for the power limit that I have.